Hey guys, this is Simon with Trade and Perform Coaching. It is 4:30 in the afternoon on Sunday afternoon, and I'm just doing my chart work to get ready for the week. And so I'd like to try to go through at least once a week and set up the trades, or see how I set up the levels so everyone can watch. So at any rate, let's kind of get started on that and kind of go through the steps. So you'll see this is NQ for Friday morning. You'll see this is where the news on Putin came out, where he said negotiations are going well, whatever the hell that means. And you can see that overnight we've been grinding up. So I'm going to pick it up a little bit earlier than I do in the day on most days. You can see we'd already been trending up overnight. We got a push. So this gray area, those are single prints. The green area is Thursday's high. And then this is the orange line is a prior day's high. So anytime I get above a prior day's high, I'm looking for potential exhaustion. Although I was not trading at 5 in the morning on Friday. So we get above. You can see we consolidate. They try to pull it above. It fails. Right? Can't re-auction the entire single prints through here. Rolls back down. So what's the target if it fails? Back to the point of control. They attempt to hold the point of control. These are 15-minute bars. Again, this is mostly for my members in the room, so they understand how the auction works on a higher time frame, as well as the algos that we scalp into and out of. And then you can see we eventually auctioned all the way through at 8:30. We opened up, fell out of the point of control, open drive lower. So 1, 2, 3. So guys, the first thing this tells you is when you see three 15-minute bars down in a row, right? 45 minutes of selling. That's open drive lower. So it's understandable for people who've been trading the last 2 years to think that's going to reverse, but markets change and you have to change with them. And those open drives lower are not getting responsive buys anymore. Instead, we get sideways consolidation, right? Finally, dip it down 2 prior days low, and then we kind of go through this afternoon sideways consolidation. And then at the end of the day, right, the nearest target was this anomaly. Again, these are yellow zones. The two yellow lines are yellow zones. And then coming into this evening, right, if we gap down, which my assumption would be that we are, my locations for longs would be 13,116.50 to 13,051, and then 12,938, depending on how ugly the gap down is. And then below there, I have zones at 1291 to 12,907, 12,844 to 12,831. Right. So that's the way that looks. I'm going to go show ES, and then we'll go through and change the levels. Okay. So here's ES's numbers. Let me find them really quick. and Q ES profile. So, oops, that one needs to roll over. Hold on 1 second. Chart F5, F5, into that, and we'll take it into overnight, and that will get fixed up here really quick. Give it just a second. And there's our levels for the day. So again, you can see that on ES, we'd been trending up overnight session. We get the Putin news. This one projects us all the way through the single prints, above prior day's high, all the way through the single prints to above this old prior day's high and into the yellow zone at 43.22 to 43.25. So I'm already looking for rejection out of that area. Anyways, we come back to retest at 6:15 a.m. Central Time, the backside of prior day's high. And then you can see by the time we opened, actually, ES is already getting pretty crunched up. This is the open, but we'd already given back the majority of that rally from the Putin run. You have all these buyers trapped above, and then on the open, we have open drive lower down to the single prints, right? So you can see the single prints get sellers. You'll notice the top and the bottom of single prints usually get some kind of response. You're looking for a setup there. So top of the single prints, backside test to the purple line, which is value area low. Back to the bottom of single prints, also the prior day, which would have been Thursday's low. Response back up. We're filling in volume down here. They're filling in volume up here on the single prints over here to the left. This is nothing other than Globex low, which is why I had it marked off. And then you can see finally they make the drive to a weak anomaly at 41.96 to 41.94. And the zones I have lower that won't change, right? So 4171 to 4165 is the first yellow zone. There's a weak zone. Those blue zones are weak zones. I expect them to get traded through. 4159 to 4157. Prior day's low at 4152.50. My head's up for a big reversal here. And then we have these single prints at approximately 4135 all the way down to 4110, where we also have a 4108.75 prior day's low and a 4094 prior day's low. If we tack on 50 points, right? ES has been moving in 50 and 100 point rotations. So 96 brings up 46. That would get us just past 41.52 for a counter rotation. And if we go down 100 points, 41.96 brings us to 40.94.75. I am definitely looking for counter rotation trades at all three of these prior days lows, along with the top of the single prints and the back of the single prints. So again, we're going to let the algos feed that trade in for us. So now let's go to the profile chart and just make our adjustments, right? That's the goal. So I don't spend a lot of time on the levels intraday. I just post those levels, but I do think that's the backbone. I do highly recommend you read Mind Over Markets by Dalton. I don't agree with the way Dalton trades necessarily, but his method for the TPO and also Markets and Profile, which is another book by a different author. I forget the name right now, but both those books are very, very good and highly recommended. So let's slide this over to the left, to the right, excuse me, and go get the charts done. Hey, Bruno. Our trading partner, the Great Dane Bruno, is here. Go sit down. Okay, buddy? Go sit down. You're breathing on me. Not comfortable. Okay, there's our chart. Let's see if I can find this really quick. Nope, not this chart. Oh, there it is. I have it hidden on another monitor. I'll drag it over. There you go, buddy. Rest up. Okay, so let's go to our NQ profile. So we'll just have to make a few choices. So first of all, you see that we're in a large consolidation, right? So again, that 13,116.50 would take out the low from March 8th. I'd expect sellers who try to grab the reversal there would have their stop sitting there and would generate a nice turn back up if and when it could get up there. Let's go and stretch this out and make our adjustments, right? So first things first, this is going to come over here. We're going to copy and move. There's that. Let's see. These light blue dash lines represent the prior day's POCs. And I only use RTH for charting. I do not use the ETH. That's a personal preference. It just works better for me. I don't have a philosophical debate with anyone who wants to do it one way or the other. And I pretty much use TPO to figure out where my support resistance levels are. And if I can't figure it out from the TPO, then I default over to the volume profile, and that works for me. And it works for us as a team. So that's what we do. Let's get this down here. So now we have value area high, value area low. So we already know mentally when we're preparing, right? Anything between 13,577 and 13,405 in value. It's less sticky in here, right? Unfair pricing from Friday is likely to get a better response. We have prior days high, so let's go ahead and copy and move this. Not quite exactly right, but close enough for hand grenades. Let's change this to orange for prior days high. And then we've already got prior days low marked off there. And then let's do some adjusting with these yellow zones here. So I want to know that these are all single prints if we push up. So I just marked them off with kind of a gray box and extend to the right. For if and when we get there, I'll know that those are single prints without having to reference the profile chart again in real time. let's, we can actually get rid of this. And then we're going to adjust this. So now I'm going to have a weak zone right down here. So I goes from a strong yellow zone to a weak blue zone, meaning it would be very easy to break that snap through there. The reason that was a strong yellow zone is because it contained Thursday's high. Otherwise, I would have had it as a blue zone to start with. So I expect to get traded through relatively easily. Need to adjust the low there. Give me just a second. Over here. And let's go look lower to make sure we have everything marked off down there. And we do. So that kind of cleans it up. I am going to put some anomalies in here. So this is a valid anomaly. Obviously, if we get above that, I'd look for the backside test to potentially hold. This is a weak anomaly right here, but it's valid. I'm going to make that color light blue. I expect that. If it's not an end cap anomaly, I'm really not particularly interested in it, other than I want to know why we're rotating a particular area. This is a yellow zone. When it's tied to the prior value area high, value area low, I expect rejection out of there. When there's an anomaly accompanying the value area high, value area low. Don't have much else there to work off of. There's nothing below really. This is inside a prior day's value area, so I expect it to break. And let's just look lower, make sure we have enough points. So let's say we drop 500 points, so I have the levels up there. So we closed at 13,301. We take away 500, that puts us at 12, and we've got more than enough, taking us all the way back down to 12,524. So I think I'm all right with that. So we'll just go with that, print it. So we'll save it, and then we go back over to our chart, which is our NQ chart, and we will have our levels for Friday. We'll take those and post them to members. So we'll just squeeze it up. I want about 500 up and 500 down. So 14,000 gets me clearly almost 700 points up in case we really rip. And 12,840 gets me about 500 down. So I have my levels up and I have my levels down. Copy chart. And I'm going to post that to the team Slack channel. That'll be NQ0314, already in the middle of the month. Pretty amazing how quick that goes around. And now the members have the levels. Q4. Okay, and then let's go do ES really quick. Same thing. So we'll drop this down. And we will put ES profile. And again, you can see we're right in the middle of this consolidation area. So the first thing we do is get rid of this single prints and then make some adjustments. So I'm going to get rid of that blue zone that we went right into and move some pieces around there. So let's move prior day's low lower. Again, we're obviously on the M contract here. Low. This moves down. So see the volume point of control and the TPO point of control are way separated. And so I have one or two choices. I either can make a mega huge area here. So what I'm going to do instead is default to the volume point of control instead of the TPO point of control. It's the only thing I really favor, the volume profile over the TPO profile. Again, you have an anomaly right at value area high. Why did this default back to H? Excuse me, just 1 second. I guess I did not save it when I rolled everything over, so I had to go and fix all my charts. Hold on 1 second here. I see what I did wrong here. Hold on 1 sec. Automatically roll over. Control save. That'll be saved in just 1 second. Let's go get this done. And then I have to do one thing. I have to make a correction, guys. Let me get rid of that chart up there. And then every once in a while, copy chart to PNP, save as JPEG, PQ. That fixed. There we go. Okay, corrected. That's annoying. Thank you for there we go. That is corrected. And I will get ES corrected as well. ES was corrected already. Saved, and there we go. So let's make the adjustments. Sorry about that. Here we go. Done. Prior day's low. None of my levels saved. That is so odd. Okay, so let's do this here real quick. Since I don't trust this now, I'm just going to erase the entire chart and start back over. So let's just do this quickly. Prior date's high. Color green. Copy and move. Copy and move. Prior day's low. Very important. So I'm actually going to mark this one out as red because it's the current swing low and I want to remember that. Right, busting that would be a big deal. Also, I would expect to find a responsive buy the first time underneath. Not getting that would be a pretty big sign of weakness. Right click, copy and move. I'll only have to do this one time and then they'll be set for this next quarter. Chart drawing properties orange. Okay, I understand this is boring, guys, but this is the nitty gritty of how you get the charts done and get accuracy for where you're looking for your key trade locations. So prior day's high, again, very important. And since we're nowhere close to taking out that high, I'm not going to mark this one off in orange, right? This one goes down as yellow. Prior day's POCs, very important levels. This will be a yellow zone, actually. Right here. Value area high. Value, let's see, we'll copy and move that. Value area low. Prior day's point of control. Again, those are separated, so I'm going to favor the value, the point of control there for the volume. And again, that's an area I don't want to trade in, right? Let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. And I'm probably going to put a zone right here. right along with value area low. Don't have anything else except single prints there on top. Right, and then I'm going to go down. So I see my naked point of control, right, all the way down here. So see, this is a TPO and a volume point of control. So especially when it's older, I'm going to default to the volume point of control at 4037. And I'm going to make this one light blue. It's a TPO point of control, but particularly I like them together when I make them yellow zones. If not, I'm going to default to the volume. So I expect this for a potential counter rotation. We spent a lot of time there. However, I default to the volume. And now I'm going to go look back in the middle here and see what was here that we haven't tested. So I'm just going to make this line white. Since I don't have a white zone on there, and go back and look at what was to the left underneath that 4144. Back a little ways. So here we are back in, still not below. There we go. So that's what I was looking for. So now I see back on 519, I had the top of an open window, which is also prior day's low, right? Okay, here I have a Dalton's Gap fill. So I note the Dalton's Gap fill with a dashed yellow line. That'll often, that 408075 will often find a response. And then between that 4086 and that 408075 is the mid of a half gap. And that's usually pretty money. So I'm just going to measure that. And at the 5060, put a white zone there. So right in here, I'm just going to throw up a white zone from here to here. And I would expect the first time in, particularly on ES, for that to get a response down there at 4083 to 408075. Again, barring that we're not opening there in the first half hour during the US session. Man, that 519 is an ugly day. See how there's no clearly defined anomaly at the top or the bottom? That whole day can get traded through or re-auctioned. So there's anomalies in there that are valid, but that volume is what I really want to focus on. So see how once I zoom it in, I can bring this in and fix it up a little bit, tighten it up. And obviously I want to come down here and put another prior day's low. And that gets me to, that gets me way extended. We'd really have to melt from where we're at right now. I'm going to get rid of this. Oh, and then the other thing I want to mark off is this is actually a white zone here in front of these single prints. You would expect a response from that the first time in. Make that white because it would complete the auction down for that particular day. Get rid of this. And I believe this is also a prior day's low that's been untested. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. And the single prints below the white. So extend line. And then we go to the end of this and we end up with, now we have our key levels all the way down here. Again, we closed at 4197. 100 points down is 4097. And you can see that takes you right to that white zone at 4102, 4098, below 4114. I'm looking for buy responses out of this area along with 4144.75. The first time we get underneath that, I'm going to save that. Here it goes on the 15-minute chart for ES. We are on the M contract on both. So it looks like this. And in just a few minutes, we'll be opening up. And I'll post these levels right now for our members. and 41.97 up to 42.97 if we get 100 up. Will put us right at that 4,300 round mark and get us above the high for Friday, and 43.28 would get us back above a prior day's high. It's way more than 24 hours old, and take out the stops over here to the left. So 100 up, 100 down, and we will print that. And that, let's see if I get that printed. Let's see, yes, 3, 4. And let's do that posted to the Slack channel. And I didn't do it at the beginning of the video, but if there's anyone out there who would like to check out the room, you are more than welcome. You're more than welcome to come visit us. The email address is tradeandperform@gmail.com. You can ask for a 3-day pass to the room. There is a cost to the room. It's $95 a month just to be a member of the room, access to the daily chat, and to see my charts online in real time during regular trading hours, or it's $250 per month, and you are grandfathered in on that for the algos on your own desktop via Sierra Chart. So either way, you're welcome to a 3-day pass to the room. Email me and I'm happy to hook you up. I hope everyone had a great weekend. Let's go get them, guys. I'll see everyone in the morning. And that is a wrap.